Hello, everyone. I'm not sure if this is actually going to be a part of the video. I assume it will just go live right away and not have a countdown. I haven't seen anything so far. I just wanted to record this in a new way of trying to get some points across that I have written down of what I want this channel to be. Because I know I posted today on my actual social media for trying to figure out ways to get people involved with the channel because I went about a month without really uploading anything to other social medias. I just kind of sent out a message to friends and family that I did know, wanting to see how that pushed along the channel and see if it can grow in other ways that is different. Just figuring out how YouTube sort of works. And what I am wanting to do now is to record this, see if it uploads immediately, see if I have to do any editing for somehow copyright, if my MLB shirt decides to show up. I see I have somebody, my first live viewer. Hello. Um, so what I'm doing now is just kind of introducing what this channel is, what I want it to be, um, what I hope to do with it, and what I hope can lead from it. So what I want to do with this channel is just showcase some stuff that I find it hard that I can't just necessarily do on a application for a job or a resume. I can do it on like GitHub or LinkedIn or something. I can post those, but I figured I'd want a way to have as much interaction as possible so people can input their advice. I can teach people something. I've definitely grown a little bit with self confidence of talking, at least to myself, the last little bit of the month I've been recording videos. But I like that down the road, I can build this up to where I can talk to people in live setting, maybe stream like some job application stuff, some video games, coding projects that I've worked on and can work on in the future from suggestions. Um, so the idea from this comes from using sport management background from Texas Tech for a master's and undergrad degree. It's very hard so far, I've learned, to find somewhere in a new setting. I've recently moved to Philadelphia, so I don't really know anybody that has a sports setting that I can't just outright ask somebody if they have one and then immediately proceed to ask them about it. Um, so what I want to do is utilize some of the stuff I learned in that program, like marketing, social media management, and like finances. Although right now I'm not making any money off of this, and I probably won't be for a little bit before that could happen. I haven't really spent any money otherwise on it, so finances are kind of like the last thing I might worry about. Then there's also social media engagement, retention, um, law is involved with this to a little bit. One of my videos actually got flagged because I used a little snippet of Instant Crush by Daft Punk, which they're totally okay with using, but it was nice that it gave me the introduction warning saying, hey, this is what it looks like if something gets flagged. So what I want to do with this channel in the future is figure out how I can showcase either in a future job setting what I've worked on and have the evidence to show that I am working on it and not just saying that I am. People can provide feedback for it and help me out if I can land a job in a big company that I can see myself growing in. Or if nothing else, I like doing this so far. The only downside is it cuts into time looking for jobs, but at the same time, I'm having fun trying to figure out if this can be a job because it's very easy to sit there and say like this is an easy thing to do. Well, I've learned it's really not. I've recorded videos several days in advance and be at work. I can't edit the stuff when I get to my apartment. I want to make sure I try to upload by 5 Eastern so that way I know that I have to be back by like 3:30, get the video cleaned up as much as I can. I've recently learned how to I say learned started using CapCut to do like transitions to the beginning of the video, as well as making stuff on BandLab. I know they do not sound great. I am not a musical genius. if you were watching these from the previous month, you will know I am not learning anything music theory wise. I'm not teaching anything music theory wise. So if people have suggestions in the chat, that would be awesome to see. 2 more people have joined. Hello. Hope y'all are having a great time, and hopefully the weather is not bringing y'all down. I know it's been pretty rough up here in the Northeast, but we'll see how that goes. So anyways, what the stuff I had posted recently. Oh, hey, Brooke. Hope all is going well, and thank you. Appreciate the support. So the videos I have posted recently in the past have been Call of Duty Zombies related, because I've created stuff using RStudio coding in previous videos showing like all of the games that I do own. I pick one of the games, it picks a random map, it picks perks out of like the 1 through 7 if they have them. It gives all the random guns. It just randomizes the entire experience. And I thought of that because, you know, you can play Call of Duty your own way, sure, that's fine. But if I have something I can create and it might be possible for other people to use it on like Shiny application, or if I just use GitHub, people can run it and have some fun with it, make content of their own if they like to. Other ideas that I've had is using like Fallout 4. You have 273 possibilities for perks in that game. You could run any number of random scenarios and it can give you one different every single time you do it. So I was thinking like what I do is start from level 1. It gives me a random setup of what I start with. And then every time I level up, it gives me another perk that I then have to spend on, and I can't get anything else. Another one I have is Pokemon. I have it on the Switch for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. It would give me a random team that I have to use and go all the way to the Elite Four, unless the only limitation is that it can't be 2 of the same starters. I have to figure out how to code that in. It does work, but it sometimes does give starters, so I got to figure how to get that to work. Another one I have is using my music library that I've taken from RStudio, or using from music library on Apple Music, put onto RStudio, and then I get it to narrow it down to 10 songs a day. I say a day just as a base range from if I decided to do it from starting tomorrow to 330 days away, it has that ready. But it'll definitely be like a bi-weekly post, maybe once a week, depending on how quick I can get those recorded. But that's like the music ideas I have. And then there's other stuff I like to recently get into, like different animes and stuff. I've watched all the way caught up to One Piece. If people ever suggested that, I'd be willing to do it again. It would just be not my like actual genuine reaction. There's stuff like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I know they're coming out with another season down the road. I am not really caught up at all. So I figured, hey, you know what? If people wanted to see that kind of content, I'm happy to do it just to learn new information about something that I didn't know before. Because I like watching people's interest grow whenever I watch other people YouTube content. And I also want to say that I might try doing something like Patreon for free, just to post content like full song lengths, because YouTube, I don't want to find out the wrong way that I'm doing it something and it gets flagged for whatever reason. Or also Twitch. If I'm going to use my degree, figure out how to grow an audience in entertainment, why not try multiple different avenues, not just stick to YouTube, which I am enjoying so far. Don't get me wrong. But what I want to do is basically use this, grow my portfolio in a way that I can talk about it and be like understanding of what I'm showcasing, rather than do a small project, forget about it, and then I can't explain it. Like I've had actually sadly done in a few interviews recently. I've forgotten projects that I worked on and posted about. Had to clean up my resume. It was sort of embarrassing. Can't lie. Sorry, I'm reading the notes that I have written down. Another one I've wrote down is purpose to also allow y'all to teach me stuff. As I've said, the intros that I've made for the videos, they are definitely not the best music quality. I can fully understand that. It's literally just pressing three keys, having it set to where multiple keys go off, and just mashing them. That's all it is. I've recently also done sampling, and by sampling, I take a snippet, stretch out the length of the song part, and then octaves down or octaves up, and that's it. Um, so people want to show me like a link to video on how to do something to create a new intro. I can give the credit to them, put them on like their title along with the song at the beginning of an intro. Um, and also suggestions. Speaking of which, I enjoy now drawing the stuff that I have on the beginning of the videos for like different intro like kind of ideas, like a cover panel. I know it's not very obvious on what it is, but then I also have stuff where I have know like it's going to be a multiple part video. So I do stuff like, oh, can't do it. To be continued. Just something I picked up watching shows recently. I'm a huge, as I've said, One Piece fan, and the first thing like you notice is they're not really doing what it shows on the cover in the episode or the chapter. They're just creating something imaginative to let the reader twirl their mind. And then at the end of each show, and most animes I've learned so far, is they have a to be continued, and I like that because it builds anticipation. So if you see me having like multiple parts, that's pretty much where I'm getting that idea from. Let's see. Let me go back to my brief notes. So if people had suggestions on stuff I could draw, or something for a to be continued kind of little slide, I'm going to color them too. I just have not had the time to get to that yet. What I want to do is give people the credit too. Like they've given an idea for it. I'd love to try to see if I can create something with it. Like if you go to a sporting event and they have something like a theme night, somebody had to suggested that, even if it is somebody that's working on the team. So it's fun to see people's creativity get expressed, and I want to try to do that with this channel too. Not just my own personal, but if people have them, I'd love to take a crack at attempting them. So weekly schedule is another thing I'm sort of trying to tweak right now. I do post as much as I can in the last month, 5 p.m. Eastern time every single day. There's been 2 to 3 days where I haven't been able to due to like circumstances of family traveling and conditions that I couldn't control and get something out on time, like video crashing and not being great. So I do still want to post daily, but I also want to start posting multiple stuff a day if it's 2 different ideas. Like if I do the music, if I do music, I want to upload something like the zombies challenges stuff that I'm going to be working on soon. If I do that and the music, if I start doing Pokemon, that could be something that's like 10 to 15 minute little segments to keep myself engaged and continue being dedicated to posts, so I can try to figure out how to grow an audience that is not really something that I've had to experience before. I've never thought, how am I going to grow something to get to a level to where like maybe at least my goal in the next year is to get to 1,000 subscribers. That'd be an excellent opportunity. And I'm very thrilled so far with what I do have. I love seeing the support. I see another person has joined. Welcome. But this is kind of just what I wanted to wrap my head around and also figure out how live streaming works. Turns out you can schedule them. I almost went live right away and had nothing prepared to write down. So what I want to do in the future are some streams, and maybe on my days off where I have like 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern time, streaming something, whether it's job application searching, projects, or playing a game or video game somebody suggested, or watching something reaction wise. I kind of feel like this might wrap it up here. I hope this whole stream does just go live right away, and I don't accidentally just throw this to the wind and nobody finds it ever again. But I do appreciate those who were able to turn in. This was an awesome experience. Um, oh, and another thing is the music idea that I do have. I have recently downloaded it as the 15th or 16th of January. So anything after that, data wise, I want to do a comparison and say like a year and see how much of a difference it made from my number one song of The Less I Know, The Better by Tame Impala being 348 plays or something. That probably could jump to like 430. I have no idea. But just to get an idea of how much my music might have changed if I listen to every song I have physically on my library at least one time. Maybe others might get played that I never thought to listen to again after I downloaded it. Um, but if you are wondering what I'm talking about with the music, I do have a video posted about that. Feel free to check it out. Let me know some song suggestions that I can add now, and they can make it into the follow up in a year. Once I do make that first video for the music, that's probably when I'll mark. I might just re-download the whole thing again and then set that mark, so that way we have a fresh idea of what day it is. But I think that will wrap it up here. Sorry I don't have an intro music or an outro music. Oh, hey Sam, appreciate it. Hope all is well with you and your new baby and your partner. I I actually don't remember if you have gotten married, but I hope everything is well. But yeah, I appreciate the support and thank y'all for catching it for the last 17 or so minutes. See y'all.